When I was going to lectures at university, I wasn't thinking, oh, where can I sit where I'm going to have the best view of the screen in the lecture? I'd be thinking, do I look okay? Maybe I should suck my belly in a bit more. How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? And it took away from my experience, because when you're worried about how you appear, there's little room for you to take in information and for you to stimulate your mind. It's really sad that a lot of women's experience in education gets hindered by this pressure to appeal to the male gaze. Hello beautiful people, I'm Alessia. Today I'm going to be talking about university, giving my advice. I want you women to feel confident and safe and comfortable, and I want you to focus on making the best of your experience and feeling really good in yourself. I'm going to talk about male validation and how that got in the way of my uni experience. If you're going to university, you're already at university, or you just want to reflect on your university experience, this is a great video for you. So I'm not instantly confident with people. I'm not loud. I don't thrive with small talk. I don't thrive speaking out in front of big groups of people. So the university experience doesn't really lend itself to someone like myself. And I don't think that's talked about enough. At school and at university, you kind of thrive if you are a loud, confident person, because the teachers tend to favour the people that do put their hand up, that want to lead group projects, that are loud and chatty. This is really sad, because for the introverted, sensitive, shy people, it's very easy to doubt yourself and to want to change the fact that you are naturally a bit shyer and a bit more inward thinking. And I want you to honour that, and I want you to feel beautiful in your shyness, in your sensitivity, in your introverted nature. I don't want you to see that as a weakness. I think that is a strength. Yeah, at university, at school in general, it might not seem that way, but now I've left university and I've had a lot of time to reflect, and I've spent time making videos and doing my thing. I've realised that my sensitivity, my introverted nature, my shyness is a real strength, and it's actually helped me succeed job-wise. I was constantly comparing myself to everybody else, and when someone would speak out in a lecture, I would think, oh, they're the most intelligent in the room because they've got the confidence. But confidence doesn't equal intelligence. Confidence just equals confidence. It just means that you're comfortable speaking out in front of big groups of people. There are a lot of people who are shy and who are intelligent. And in fact, usually our shyness lends itself to thinking a lot and reflecting a lot and being quite self-aware. You probably are really intelligent. In fact, I want to say that I know you are, because all the people I speak to in the comment section of my videos are so intelligent. Please keep chatting amongst each other, by the way, because it's beautiful. It's very easy to doubt yourself when you're a woman, particularly, because we are doubted constantly. And this is one tip that I've got for you. When it comes to going to university, you need to know that you have value to bring to the world. Otherwise, you will navigate from an insecure, panicked place, and that won't help you thrive in the university environment. What I found, and I guess it varies depending on what you're studying, but I found that there was so much more freedom to focus on things you want to focus on and write about things you want to write about. But I never really made use of that because I was navigating from such an insecure, panicked place. And also I had a lot of self-doubt. So I thought, you know what, the subjects that I'm really intrigued about are not worth tapping into, because I need to follow what my lecturer is going to want me to do. And actually the lecturer did want me to take it in my own direction, but I was so used to doubting myself and doubting my thoughts and not exploring what I wanted to explore. So I just was constantly emailing the lecturer, asking for advice, asking what I should cover in my essay. And I wish I made use of that kind of freedom. And that's one thing I want to encourage you to do. I don't know if you started writing essays yet or anything, but when you do, make use of that freedom and read, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos. You don't have to just resort to the books in the library. You can do your learning outside of, traditional academia. Obviously in essays they might want you to refer back to traditional academia, the books that are in your library, but get passionate about what you're talking about, and then you will feel so much more confident in your ideas, and you will find the university experience so much more exciting. And also it will help you grow as an individual, grow in confidence. When we have passion, we have something to talk about, we have something to focus on other than our insecurities and our own limitations. I have become a confident woman. I would say I'm self-confident. I'm not confident as in I can talk to big groups of people, but I now thrive because I trust myself, I trust my voice, I do what I want to do, and I focus a lot on self-validation as opposed to external validation. Obviously, I'm human. Sometimes I navigate from an insecure place, but I've learned to trust my intrigues and explore my intrigues. I've always been interested in feminism and mental health, and as soon as I started exploring that, I realised that I had something important to say and that I had that fire inside me that made me really proud of myself. And I think if I'd allowed myself to tap into that at university, I would have written better essays because I would have been able to explore things in much more depth with much more passion. And I think when we have that deep passion, we create things that reflect that passion, and then it becomes such an exciting piece of work. All my essays were very, is this what the lecturer wants? As opposed to, this is my opinion. And I think when you write your opinion, you write an interesting essay because all our perspectives are slightly different, because we all navigate from different places. We all have different backgrounds and different insecurities and just different ideas. And different outlooks on the world, and that's what makes us exciting and interesting. That's what differentiates me from other YouTubers. That's why I'm able to keep this YouTube channel up and keep people interested, because I have something different to offer than the next person talking about mental health. Honouring your uniqueness at university is the best thing I could tell you to do. And I know it's really hard as women, particularly, to find what you're interested in and to really focus on your studies and focus on exploring your ideas. It's really hard to be opinionated when we are taught as women from a very young age to not be opinionated, to be small and quiet and not in the way. We live in a male-dominated society, a patriarchal society, so naturally we look to men to tell us what we should do and what's right and wrong, when actually us women, we know so much and we've got so much to give. And that's something I want to tell you now. If you're a woman and you haven't really thought about this kind of stuff, it's something you probably need to hear. Your ideas are valuable, you are valuable. And I just want to say, if you've got an idea that you think's okay, all right, it's probably great, and you're probably downplaying it because you've been taught to doubt your ideas and doubt yourself. And you're actually probably very intelligent, and you've probably got a lot of passion there that you need to make use of. Male validation. This is something I talk about on my YouTube channel all the time. I've got another video specifically on male validation that might be really useful for you, actually. I'll link it at the end of this video. But yeah, male validation got in the way of my uni experience because I was worried about how I looked all the time, and that kind of drained me of my energy. It's very draining to be constantly posing, constantly seeing yourself from other people's perspective, or trying to do that, and trying to be like, what does he think of me right now? Do I look good enough? Does he fancy me? I was constantly thinking about how other people, how men were interpreting me, and I'm not to blame for that. I mean, I would like to take some accountability. I could have and I should have focused on my studies, but I had been subject to a lot of brainwashing. A lot of women are here to be fancied by men. Women are here to be objectified. I've grown up in a world that has showed me my place or tried to put me in a box. It's not my fault that that box is there, but I can take myself out of that box. And I have done that since leaving uni. I wish I had the space to be like, do you know what? I don't need validation from that man. I don't need him to fancy me because I've got these really cool friends, and I made these friends off the back of going to that club that I really enjoyed at university. And I went to that club because I found my passion, which is feminism. That's why I joined the feminism club, and that's where I found all my friends. So this is where everything links. I think start by finding something you're really passionate about and put your energy into it. And if you're so intrigued and curious by something, just follow that, and that will lead you to people that are like-minded. That will help you connect with those people that just get you and that have similar ideas to you. Obviously it's good to have people with different ideas, but it's nice to have people that get you and appreciate you and understand you. And I do believe when you not find your purpose but just find your passion, you do then find your people and then your purpose, and then you get to step away from, oh, I need to appear this way, I need to look this way, I don't want people to judge me, I don't want people to think I'm ugly. You get to step away from that when you find your purpose outside of what you're looking like externally. It's really hard as women being at uni because it's that environment where everyone's trying to date each other, and it's kind of annoying because university actually is a really great time to explore your mind and everything that you're curious about, but it's hard when you've been taught to obsess over men fancying you. Your mind is so valuable, and yes, you're a beautiful person, but what's more beautiful is what you have to say and how you treat people. When you're at uni, try to explore everything that's going on up here and try to step away from trying to impress other people. If you speak out in a seminar group, people will be lucky to hear what you have to say. When you have a moment when you're doubting your ideas, you're doubting yourself, I've got an affirmation for you. I have valuable ideas and thoughts that I share with people. Maybe say that before you go into a lecture. Obviously, as I was talking about at the start of the video, there's that whole shy introverted thing that might mean you just don't feel comfortable speaking out in front of big groups of people, and that's okay. It's okay to also honour that and keep quiet, and maybe go and see the lecturer after and just say, look, I am really, really shy, but I've got all these ideas and I will try to kind of speak with people from the seminar group about it, but can I chat with you? You know, from what I've experienced, lecturers tend to be really, really passionate about their topics. That's why they're there. So go and talk to them. If you find big group situations intimidating, maybe one-on-one will work better. And I do think it's good to share your ideas, because then you will kind of learn to put your ideas out into the world, and you'll learn to be a bit braver and more trusting in your voice. Maybe even message someone on Instagram who's in your lecture group and ask if they want to go for a coffee and just chat about the topic. I know that might sound weird, but the right people will say yes. The people that are not, judgmental will say, actually, that's a really cool idea. Yeah, I'll come. So I was at university, I had a politics module, and I was the only girl in the seminar. All the boys were politics boys, and I did find that politics boys tended to be quite vocal and opinionated and strong-minded. So I found them intimidating, and it was intimidating being the only woman there as well. Men are encouraged to be leaders and chatty and to take on the world and, run businesses. They're taught that that's what they should do, and women are not really taught that through movies and socialization. Women are more taught to be kind of pretty and to focus on getting into a relationship, getting married, having kids. So it is hard at university to be like, well, actually, I've got these ideas that I'm going to speak about, and I'm going to lead the group, and I'm going to make changes in this world. It's hard to do that, but we should do that, because us women have got amazing ideas that will heal the world. If anyone's going to heal the world, it will be women. But yeah, my experience. I was in this politics seminar, and I was the only girl, and I had something that I wanted to say. We were debating things, and I'd done my own research. I'd got really passionate about the topic before the seminar. So I knew my stuff, and I'd really thought about it from my own perspective. This guy had just debated this one thing, and I actually thought, I disagree. I put my hand up. I was very nervous, I was shaking, and the teacher was a woman, and she instantly said, yes, can I hear from you? I think she was quite happy that I felt brave enough to put my hand up. I made my point, and then the guy who spoke previously put his hand up and was like, do you know what, I changed my opinion. And the lecturer was like, why? And he was like, because I agree with what she's saying, because of what she said. And he pointed at me, and I remember being like, whoa, I just did that. And at secondary school and primary school, my entire school experience, I never boldly put my hand up and expressed an opinion that really came from the heart. And it felt so good. And I'm really proud of myself. It was a very pivotal moment. And I'm not proud of myself, but I am proud of myself for speaking out in front of a big group of people and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. But I'm mainly proud of myself for getting so passionate about a topic that I just felt like I could push fear aside, because there was a more important thing to do, which was express my opinion. I was going to lectures at university, I wasn't thinking, oh, where can I sit where I'm going to have the best view of the screen and the lecturer? I'd be thinking, do I look okay? Maybe I should suck my belly in a bit more. How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? How do I look? And it took away from my experience, because when you're worried about how you appear, there's little room for you to take in information and for you to stimulate your mind. It's really sad that a lot of women's experience in education gets hindered by this pressure to appeal to the male gaze. You might not feel great in yourself. You might think, I want to look better. I'm focusing on how I look because I think that will make me feel good if a guy fancies me. There is a time and a place for flirting and meeting people and romance, that's great. But the best thing that you can do for yourself, especially when you're at university, is put time into the things that fascinate you. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to watch the male validation video, I'll link it now. Bye.